welcome back everyone. So I understand, I know that I haven't done any videos recently. I ended up getting very sick, so nothing too serious, but to the point where I just couldn't do videos. Then my husband and I, we had some specialist appointments that we had to go to down to the Lower Mainland. And for those that are not in British Columbia, that is the Vancouver, British Columbia area. So just outside of the Washington border. So we've been rather busy with not feeling well, and we also had Thanksgiving during that time and everything as well. But I am here today, and I am making some baking some cookies. So first, it's just a standard chocolate chip cookie. I will get into doing more Christmassy type of cookies shortly, but chocolate chip cookies are my husband's favorite type of cookies to do. And I have brought out my actual stand mixer. I unpacked it so that I can go ahead and do some baking. So I figured it'd be easier to have the stand mixer than standing here with my hand mixer and doing that. So for my chocolate chip cookies, as you know, I tend to always get my ingredients already ready for you guys, so you're not sitting here watching me get them ready. So in my stand mixer, I have 227 grams of softened butter, 150 grams of regular sugar, and 150 grams of brown sugar. I also, in here, I have 2 eggs with some vanilla. The recipe usually calls for 5 grams, but I measure with my heart, so there is more than that in there. In this bowl, I've gone ahead and I have mixed together 334 grams of flour, 5 grams of baking soda, and 2 grams of salt. And then in here, I have 340 grams of chocolate chips. So the recipe calls for about 275 to 300. I have adapted it to what our preferences are. My husband does like more chocolate chips in his cookies, so I've gone ahead and I have done that. Now the recipe does not call for this, and this is something that I am going to try because I have seen a lot of people doing this, but I'm going to try putting some flaked sea salt on the cookies. I am going to try it right after they come out of the oven. So we are going to try this as well and see how that goes. Okay, so first what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I am going to cream my butter and sugars together. So you want to do it until they're nice and until they're nice and fluffy, which takes about 3 to 5 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cream that. Once that has done being creamed, I will come back and we will go on to the next step. I will see you shortly. Okay, so I've been creaming my my sugars and my butter for approximately 5 minutes. So you want to get it to look nice and creamy like so. Okay, I'm just going to give my bowl a bit of a scrape down right here. Okay. Oops. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add in our 2 eggs and our vanilla into this. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and turn this back on, and we will let those cream together until they're mixed in well, which will be about another minute or 2. So I will go ahead and come back once that is ready and I will show you what it looks like then. I will see you in just a moment. Okay, so we're back. So I've gone ahead and I have mixed my butters, sugars, eggs, and vanilla for a bit longer. And so this is what that's going to look like. Now we're going to go ahead and we are going to add our flour ingredients to this. And as you know, I always like to go ahead and add them together slowly so that they don't poof up into my face and go flying everywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start that, and I'm just going to start it on 1, just so that it's nice and slow so that it mixes in well. Okay, and I'm just going to give my spoon, my scraper inside. So I'm using the scraper beater. So beater that looks like this, except for it has a flat scraper end on the side, just so that it can help scrape down the sides of the concoction while it's in there. Okay, and so I'm just going to go ahead and add these in just nice and slowly and give it a minute to start to incorporate. Then I'm going to add more, and then once I've gotten it all in there, incorporate it a little bit. I'm not going to incorporate it fully before I turn it up, so I'm just going to start the incorporation, and then once I've got it in there a bit, then I will go ahead and speed up the process a bit more. Okay, so I'm just going to, I do apologize that I am now blocking your view of that, but there we go. So that's in there a bit, so I'm now just going to go ahead and turn this up. Alright. And you just want to do this just until it's been nicely incorporated. So it's only going to take about a minute or two for you to get all of that in there. Okay. So now we're just going to do that, and I'm just going to go ahead and spin that up just a little bit so that it helped to get some of the batter off. But now I'll just scrape off the rest of it. Okay, just like that. Take off our beater, and there we go. Scrape down even more. So this is what the beater looks like with the scraping edge on it. Okay, I'm just going to put this off to the side because I'll be making some more cookies, and I'm just going to continue on using that. I will give it a wipe down, but I'm just going to continue wiping it down, using it while I make the other cookies, the other batches. Now we're going to go ahead and, oh, I want to scrape down the sides. I forgot to do that. So once I'm done scraping down the sides, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my chocolate chips into the batter, and then we will go ahead and put them onto the cookie sheet and then put them into the oven. Oh, I thought I broke that. I did break the inside of it a bit, so I'm gonna have to get a new scraper spatula. So it's actually coming apart a bit. I use my scrapers a lot. Okay. So now we're going to add our chocolate chips, just like that, and give them a quick mix. Now you can do this in your stand mixer as well, but this is the way that I do it. It's less work on the stand mixer, so it's not going to wear out your motor as much or as quickly. Okay, there we go. And it doesn't take much to mix the chocolate chips into the cookie dough. There we go. Just like that. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and take a cookie sheet. We're going to add some parchment paper to it. Okay, just like that. And we are going to take our cookie scoop, once I've got this right here, and we're going to, so I'm just going to take my cookie scoop and I'm going to grab some, so I'm going to fill it up with some dough just like that, and then I'm going to press it against the side of the bowl just to help try and make the cookies even, and it gives it a flat edge to get onto the cookie sheet so that they can cook up nicely on there and they're not rolling around. And on my cookie sheets, I can usually get about 20 of these, of this size. Okay, just like that. Get some cookie dough on my fingers. Now you can go ahead as well and freeze these for a little while as well, if you would like to freeze them. Or sorry, not freeze them, put them in the fridge and let them get cold. Now if you are planning on doing something like that, I do recommend that you do portion them out first, just because the dough is a lot easier to work with when it is nice and soft like this. It's easier to get this a nice size scoop. It's more malleable. So just like that. Okay, so just like that. Okay, so now I'm just gonna take these and we're going to put them in the oven for about 8 to 10 minutes. I have already preheated my oven. It is sitting at 350 degrees, so let's put these into the oven for 8 to 10 minutes. We're gonna start off with 8 minutes and then see how it goes from there. I will be back shortly once they do come out of the oven. So my cookies are about ready to come out of the oven. As you can hear, it's going off. Now I did put them back into the oven for an extra 2 minutes because they did need that extra time. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the flaky sea salt that I purchased, and we are going to go ahead and just sprinkle just a little bit on top. Not too much, just enough so that it helps. It's supposed to help bring out the flavoring of the chocolate chips. So this is what we are trying now. There are some people who do say to do this before you bake them. Some people say do it after. From what I was reading, for the people who are saying to do, for some of the people who were saying to do it after, that they did try it to try doing it before they did bake them. And what happened is that you could taste the salt, but you couldn't see it. And so they said that aesthetically, it's nicer to see the salt and taste the salt at the same time. So that's why we're doing it this way. Now, also, while those were in the oven, I did go ahead and I did prepare my other batch of cookies to go in here. So we're going to put those back in there for 10 minutes. And I am just going to leave these on the pan just for a few minutes just to finish cooking just a little bit more. And then I will be placing them onto my cooling rack. And while that is happening, I am going to get my next set of cookies ready. I'm actually doing the same cookies, except for I will be making them with M&Ms, the Christmas M&Ms. So normally I do a double batch of these cookies, but because I am doing a batch with M&Ms, I have gone ahead and I just did single batches for both. So I'm just gonna get all of that ready. So I will see you guys in just a bit.